And I was waiting for something on that one.
I'm just going to make that clear, Rabbi Ali, and she's always been a friend. And
I told you you're going to kill me on that last one. He never said something to me. By the way, I'll just say, he never said, hey, you know, because all the other ones, like, he kind of like, we all know that they're true. That one, you know, is just from my own mind. I put that one together. So it's not like he said to me, hey, you know, she came over last night. I just did that one for the fun.
That's good. It's all good. Let's keep going with Hazinu.
Okay, so where's your book? Don't you usually have a book and a piece of paper?
Yes, I do. I've got my own choice.
Okay, good.
But did you want to?
No, I've said enough for right now. You go.
Okay, Hazinu, Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'm concerned, wondering whether we should put the Torah on trial for hate crimes, because there's a lot of anti-Semitic stuff in the Torah. I mean, the Torah verges on being an anti-Semitic book. Look at chapter 32, verse 6. Is it to Hashem that you do this, O vile and unwise people? Like if a non-Jew called us vile, we'd accuse him of anti-Semitism.
Well, this is one of the great proofs that the Torah must be true. Because it's what other religion, right?
Yeah.
Trashes themselves
right.
in such great ways.
Right.
The Torah goes to great lengths, our Torah, to
right.
tell us what scumbuckets we all are, right?
Right?
And this is what we hold on to from generation to generation, right? That the Jews are bad, and the Jews are this, and the Jews are sinners, and the Jews are this. You know, I mean, if you wanted to have a book that, you know, you want to say, hey, we're the chosen people, and we're really cool, and it was man-made, don't you think we would make it sound, you know, like, you guys are so great, it's a pleasure been working for you the last 40 years, you know, I'm going to be dying soon, I just want to tell you, I've never been more proud and work with you people, you're the greatest tzaddikim of all time, right? But it doesn't say that in the Torah, right? He goes, you scumbucks, you cows, you morons, you idiots.
Right. So, I mean, it's like if a non-Jew wrote this book, we'd accuse him of anti-Semitism. Like there's something like, or a non-Jew said these things.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You know, it's one thing if I say, you know, if a Jew calls another Jew a kike.
Right.
If I say, you know, I'm a kike, I'm a, you know, and I make a Jew joke, you know, and I say, you know, like, I'm Dr. Kikenstein, you know, and, you know, I'm a Hebasaurus, you know.
Right.
I can say those things. I'm a dirty Jew. And I have no problem. It's funny because we say it to each other because we're Jews, right? But if a non-Jew walked in here and goes, hey, it's those fucking kikes again, okay, you know, maybe he's funny, and you know, but it takes like, it's not exactly the same. Yeah. It's not as funny when a non-Jew says it.
Yeah.
Especially if like they're a little serious. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not funny anymore because it's not for them to say those things.
Where did we get this notion? There's a lot of talk in traditional Jewish life now about how we should love all Jews, but I mean, you read the Torah, there's not a lot of love for all Jews. I mean, I don't get this. I mean, I love all good Jews. I have halakhic legal obligations to all Jews, but I don't love all Jews.
Okay,
I mean,
there
are plenty of Jews I loathe.
Okay, it says v'yahavta l'reacha chamocha, that you should love your fellow Jew as yourself. There's a pasuk, and that's one of the 613. That you have to love Jews as yourself, right? One of the 613 mitzvahs says in the Torah, you have to love your fellow Jew as yourself. Now, it's brought down in the Talmud in two different Rebbeim, two different Tanayim talk about this. One is Hillel HaZakin, and he says, Zehu kol haTorah chulu, v'ida prushachu. That this is the whole entire Torah is to love your fellow Jew as yourself, and the rest is just commentary, right? Rabbi Akiva said, you know, I can't even remember, I have a brain fart. But I know Rabbi Akiva said something else on it too, but I can't remember, and I have to look it up. But the point is that it's brought down in the Talmud how important this is, right? You may not see it here. You may not see it.
So do you think we should love all Jews?
Yeah, well, you have a mitzvah to. It's not easy to. If it were not for the mitzvah, if not for the mitzvah of loving your fellow Jew, I don't know if any Jew could do it because it's so easy to hate each other. Jews tend to create enough reason to hate each other. Okay? So the fact that there's the mitzvah there is there for a reason.
Hey, if we turn on the iPad before the Yom Tov, can we daven from it on Yom Tov?
What?
Like, can we if we turn on our iPad?
I don't even know what an iPad is. I've never seen it.
Or it's like a little mini computer, or
let's just say
like an iPhone. You turn
why don't you just say a laptop or a
laptop?
Computer. If you had a computer running from before Shabbos.
Yeah. And can you daven from it on Shabbos?
What do you mean daven from it?
Well,
bring it into shul.
Yeah.
And just have your laptop set up from before Shabbos.
Yeah.
And you're not going to touch it.
Well, yeah, you're going to scroll, but it's not increasing the battery use.
I'm going to say it's no good, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you might come to touch it like you normally do. Your normal way.
What's wrong with touching it? Is it muksa?
Yeah, it's muksa gamor.
Exactly, guess 43. I can't believe you didn't know this. That guy. Can't believe it.
What did he say? He said it would be
He
okay?
wanted to know about if he could use an iPad on Rosh Hashanah.
I'm going to say you absolutely can't touch any of this stuff. It's all muksa gamor.
Right.
Right? You know, you might come to press the keyboard pad or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you've done an isser. I mean, you know.
Okay, so a very important thing in this week's Parsha, chapter 32, verse 15, God does not like fatties.
Excuse me?
God does not like fatties.
Obese people?
Yes. Because God says through Moses to Israel, you became fat, you became thick, you became corpulent, and you deserted God and was contemptuous of God. So, God does not want you to be fat.
Hold on.
So, if you're overweight, lose the weight.
Okay, well, the Ibn...
You're making Jews look bad, and you're making non-Jews hate Jews. Go ahead.
Okay, the Ibn Ezra says it's just a Derek Mushel. It's just an example. You know, it's comparing the Jews to the fat that's inside a cow. Okay.
So it's not saying that God hates fatties.
No. It's the stomach. It's the fat that's on the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
It's the part of the fat that we're not even supposed to eat. It's the chalev, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure why he's comparing us to that, but he's saying that we've become like that as a people. Not that the individual. Moshe's not singling out
fat people.
the people like having to go to LA Fitness lately,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's not singling. Hey, you're overweight. I'm coming down on you now. How dare you? He's not doing that.
Okay.
You didn't go to you went to Munchies one too many times. Had a couple of extra chocolates. No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying as a people we've gotten complacent, we've gotten fat, and we've gotten to the point where we're no longer kosher because we've become the kind of fat that you can't even eat anymore because it's chalev and it's considered treif.
Okay, the Outscroll commentary quotes Sforno, makes the point when the great stray a little bit, the commoners fall into a steep decline. And I think this is a very profound point. Adam Smith made it in his 1776 book, The Wealth of Nations, that there are a lot of vices that the middle and upper classes can indulge in with very little detriment. Like, Rabbs and I will have it too. Cocaine,
oh yeah, who doesn't? Yeah.
We'll go to the bunny ranch. Well, we'll indulge in some of these vices,
Rage.
but only, we'll go to raves, we'll do a little axe, but only occasionally, and there's especially no detriment. But if a lower class person did this, they would very likely fall into drug addiction, they would have children out of wedlock, but like fornication, like if a smart upper class, middle class person fornicates, goes around and has sex before marriage, they're likely to, use a rubber or make sure the girlfriend's on the pill, and they're not likely to breed children out of wedlock. But the lower classes, when they go around fornicating, they're not as careful to use rubbers and to use birth control, and so they'll start breeding kids and it'll ruin their whole lives.
Is that a fact you have?
No, I think it's just common sense.
I mean, you have actual data that talks about who's who's more likely